The driver in the crash that killed 4 Maine Maritime Academy students in December has been indicted on multiple charges.
After an investigation, authorities concluded speed and alcohol were factors in the crash. 20-year-old Joshua Goncalves-Radding of New York is charged with 4 counts of manslaughter, 5 counts of criminal OUI, 2 counts of reckless conduct with a dangerous weapon, 3 counts of driving to endanger, and single counts of criminal speeding, forgery, and unlawful use of license. According to investigators, Goncalves-Radding was driving on Shore Road when the SUV left the road and hit a tree before bursting into flames.
21-year-old Chase Fawcett of Gardner, 20-year-old Brian Keneally of York, 22-year-old Luke Simpson of Massachusetts, and 20-year-old Riley Ignacio Cameron of Massachusetts were all killed. Goncalves-Radding and 2 other passengers survived.
Maine Maritime Academy President Jerry Paul released a statement saying, in part, "Today our thoughts are with all of the young people involved in the off-campus accident last December and their families. The district attorney's office is now handling this incident, and therefore the Academy will not have any further comment at this time."
We learned today this deadly crash took place just a few months after a traffic stop involving Simpson and Goncalves-Radding.
According to a state police report, on October 9th, a state trooper stopped a vehicle on the Shore Road in Castine for traveling over 90 miles per hour in a posted 45 miles per hour zone. The trooper identified the driver as Simpson, and he was issued a summons for criminal speed.
Police say the passenger was Goncalves-Radding. He was issued a summons for possession of liquor by a minor after allegedly throwing alcohol out of the vehicle during that traffic stop.